English across the pond.
Hello dear ponders, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of English Across the Pond. Welcome! This is a weekly podcast for English language learners and English teachers, and it's all about natural, real conversation. My name is Dan, I'm from England, and...
I'm Jennifer, talking to you from the USA, California.
So, is it British English? Is it American English?
It's both!
Lucky us, it's both! If you like what you hear, if you think you want to get even more from this podcast, sign up for our gold membership. You can find all the details at EnglishAcrossThePond.com. If I tell you about it, all the great features will simply run out of time. So just go to our website, EnglishAcrossThePond.com, and have a look at what we have to offer. Jennifer, we're talking about beauty.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Oh, what does that mean?
So yeah, we're talking about beauty.
Yeah.
I kind of predicted that you would ask me, what is beauty? And then I answered it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Which means,
basically it means that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. The eye of the beholder is the person that is saying what is beautiful. So if I am looking at something, the beauty, the object is in my eye. I'm beholding it, right? It's mine.
It.
So beauty is subjective to whoever is looking at it.
Is that true?
To an extent, yes, I definitely think it is true. We're humans. We all like different stuff, right?
Yeah, but I agree. I totally agree with you. And it's really fascinating that you just said that quote, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I have in front of me a newspaper article that says the science of sexiness. Why some people are just more attractive. And it goes on to list the general things that most of us find attractive in...
Can I say
Yeah.
Something about it is definitely related to symmetry.
Yes, it's the first one on the list.
Woo!
Symmetry. Yeah. She shoots. She scores. You're
Symmetry.
Right. Yeah.
And I have this vague memory of watching like a ridiculous reality show, or I can't even remember any of the details except I remember like a researcher being in a room and then this test person being in a room, and it was like an all-white room, and they were basically actually measuring their face.
Yeah.
The distance between eyes, their nose, their mouth, how long it is, how wide, and then putting that into a calculatory system, analyzing these numbers, and then it came out with a percentage of beauty. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, that's awful.
But did they come up with a face that was like stereotypically, do you know what I mean? At the end of this, did they show you what a beautiful face looks like?
I don't remember seeing that. Maybe they did. I just remember looking at, I probably turned it off because even thinking about it now, why would I want to watch that? I don't know. But yeah, so symmetry is related. You know what? There's 5, you said?
Oh, no, I don't know. I didn't say a number. No, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know what else they'd be. I think like symmetry is really it.
Well, I have got a few more. We'll just it'll take forever. So, if you're really interested in this, dear listener, and Jennifer, if you're really interested in this, the link will be in like the show notes. We'll put the link on the website. Finger length.
Oh, I really had to process that for a minute. Like finger length. What is that? It's like, literally the length of your finger.
The longer the ring finger is, your ring finger, obviously like a traditional marriage finger, is in comparison with the index finger, the better. Apparently. I'll keep going.
I'm just going to say that my ring finger is longer.
Yeah, well, I haven't got ring. No, I'm joking. Blonde hair.
Oh.
Body shape. Hello, Sweden. You know, blonde hair.
You're blonde.
Yeah, I know.
Done. Brown chicken, brown cow.
Yeah, I know. Body shape, they're sort of like ratios of body shape. But smell.
You know what? I was gonna say smell, kind of related to like the biological beauty.
Yes, it's pheromones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And fitting in. It's better to fit in than not fit in. But the one I want to talk about, the one I want to just highlight a little bit, is the voice and mouth. The voice. So apparently, men prefer women with high breathy voices as it signifies youth.
You know how that's strange? Because there has been for a long time this phenomenon with changing your voice to appear sexier.
Yeah.
And it's like known as the Kardashian voice because all of those Kardashian girls do it.
Oh.
And then if you actually looked at the like the speech pathologist, scientific, I think is going a little bit too far, but the actual name, it's called the voice fry. And it's like where your voice kind of goes like this and it fries, but
kind of buzzes a little bit, kind of.
Yeah, like that. But it kind of that's obviously exaggerated, but I
like it.
Yeah, well, that's the vocal fry.
I'm gonna.
But breathy would be. What would be breathy?
I think a lot of gas. Yeah. I think.
Oh my God!
That's it. Yeah.
It's raining outside.
See, everybody who's listening has suddenly found you more attractive.
Yay!
Now,
what if we do an entire breathy voice episode?
Well, no, because I don't go breathy, you see.
So what do women like?
Female listeners prefer a male voice that signals a large body size with low pitch.
Oh gosh!
So you have to go
immediately. Did not attract me.
You have to go breathy, and I'll go low. Shall we try?
Yeah.
Go then. You ask me a question or something.
Who do you think's the most beautiful person alive?
Well, Jennifer, apart from myself, I would have to say my wife. It's not. Mine's terrible, isn't it?
That is just so nice.
Weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what's supposed to be generally, globally, kind of what people find attractive. I guess 60% of the time or 80% of the time or something like that. Okay, so moving on.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, really. And as I will put the link to this article in the show notes. So I want to know how many hours every morning you spend in front of the mirror.
Oh, I am the least in front of the mirror spending time kind of gal. I'm not easy. And it's just funny because, every time I go and get my hair done, it colored or cut, whatever, I'm lucky enough that my hairdresser is my best friend.
Nice.
So I sit in the chair, or we even will text about what I want to do, if I want to change something or whatever. And the common theme the last several times I've been in her chair is, well, I don't really do it per se all the time. I don't really style my hair every day. I kind of just let it go. I try to keep it natural. I will throw in some product, which means I just kind of spray a little texturing spray or something to really tousle it, which I put my fingers in it and I shake it around to kind of give the natural curl. So really, unless I'm filming something or really going out, going out somewhere nice, not the grocery store, kind of a regular thing, maybe I'll curl my hair. But for everyday situation, let's say 10 minutes maximum on my hair.
Wow,
I'll wash my face. I'll throw in my my lotion. And then I don't wear foundation. I don't wear concealer. I use a loose pressed powder, brush that I kind of just to kind of even out my skin tone. I love blush. I will throw on some blush on my cheeks.
Oh, so that's for you to highlight your cheekbones. Is that right? Yeah.
Highlight my cheekbones and add some color to my face, because I will say, I heard recently that, and a food documentary I was watching about health, even skin tone is ideal, but they having rosy cheeks has it signifies health.
Yeah, like a healthy glow kind of thing.
Yeah. So mascara. So if I had to take makeup, I would take one brush,
Yeah.
pressed powder, blush, mascara. Boom. I'm a chapstick kind of girl, not lipstick, not eyeliner, not eyeshadow.
So, but you do, it's obviously like a little bit, but nothing over the top. And do you think
A little bit, nothing over the top.
Yeah. Do you think, like, generally, it seems to me, in general, I mean, it's kind of obviously it's different for a boy. I don't wear as much blusher as you, I don't think.
You're probably more of a bronzer kind of guy.
Yeah, but yeah, and I will say that in the morning I shave, obviously have a wash, try and scoop the sleep out of my eyes, punch myself in the face a couple of times to try to wake up, wash my face, but I put on kind of like, is it like a moisturizer? My skin does get pretty dry, and yeah, and that's it really. But that's boys for you, innit? But I do stick my hair up. I do get, like, is it clay or mousse or gel or something like really thick.
I think all of those are so different. Which one do you use? Do you use clay? Do you use mousse? Or do you use gel?
I use the one that's like the thickest, driest one, like a putty maybe.
Yeah, like definitely more of a clay.
Yeah.
A paste. Awesome.
Yeah, so I just stick it up at the front, and I'm good to go. But
well, that just sounds easy.
yeah. True or false? We are becoming increasingly obsessed with our looks as a species.
We're becoming more increasingly. You use the word obsessed?
Yeah.
You know what? This is kind of, I think, so different, but along the same lines of, is our world becoming more dangerous? Or are we just able to see more of the danger that has been happening the whole time?
Interesting. Yeah.
So are we becoming more obsessed with beauty, or are reality TV shows about makeup and modeling and beauty and fashion and all of that, and reality TV of celebrities just growing? So I kind of think that it is just we're seeing more in media, and reality TV shows are just annoyingly becoming more and more popular. So we're like seeing people more. But, trying to be like the people in the magazines have always been an issue. And how long has like Vogue or these magazines been out? A
long time.
I'm actually curious. I kind of want to Google the Vogue.
Like the 30s. I'm going to guess the 1930s.
Oh, Vogue is an American fashion and lifestyle magazine made up of many components, including fashion, beauty, culture, living, and runway. Vogue began a weekly newspaper in 1892 in the U.S.
Wow.
Before becoming a monthly publication years later. And I always think those time-lapsed, like, Facebook videos are really interesting of beauty across the decades or fashion across the decades. And it shows...
Yeah, they're great, those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got clothes through the 20th century, like 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Amazing to look at. I mean, I'm not obsessed with clothes or anything, but just fascinating to look at what was in and what was out. There's some great YouTube videos, aren't there, about how fashions have changed over the years.
And wait, sorry, something popped into my head right now about... I remember going to a kind of a side note, backstory. I went to a baby shower for a friend a few years ago, and her theme was kind of like 1950s.
Oh, yeah.
Like housewife kind of thing. So we all wore like those very traditional like dresses with an apron and basically what you see in a 1950s magazine. And she had copies of what is it, like House and Living or Home Style magazine or whatever. And it was an article about how to like make your husband happy or tips to keep your husband happy or something. I mean, it's saying it out loud. It's almost embarrassing. Yeah. And one of them was like, you will be showered, dressed with your makeup on and your hair done. Do not allow your husband to come home and see you not done up and not ready. Yeah. And then it had other stuff like make sure the kids are clean and dressed and all of that stuff.
Crazy.
And I remember my grandma, rest in peace, who, died this last year at 103.
Whoa.
She never let anyone see her without her eyebrows drawn on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know there's this older-ish lady now, but obviously like she's maybe in her 60s, 70s now, so a lot younger than your grandma was, the next generation. And she's often dolled up to the nines. She puts a lot of slap on, a lot of makeup on, but she actually occasionally appears without it and says like, "Don't look at me, I look a sight. I'm 70 years old. What do you expect?" Things have changed, haven't they?
Yeah, so that kind of goes against your question of like,
Yeah.
in the past, women were expected almost to be done up for doing nothing, really.
Yeah, really, like even if it was just the milkman or the postman, you'd
Yeah.
have to be immaculate kind of thing. Yeah, it's a good answer.
Yeah.
Do you think that for someone who is classically beautiful, like really eye-catching and alluring, and 99% of people would say that boy or that girl is beautiful, do you think life's difficult for that? Or do you think, I know that beauty opens doors, but do you think it's a curse or could be a curse? Or
I think it can maybe add a lot of pressure. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of, from my own personal experience, of course. Just kidding. But I don't know, because my mind is seriously going in two different directions when I'm saying this. When you say this classical beautiful person, is it the dolled up, makeup done, dressed to the nines?
No.
Or is it that, woman, example of a woman, right? The woman who is just flawlessly beautiful with no makeup on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe there's just a little added pressure, or, you know what? I think sometimes people also, I think there's a lot of jealousy with beauty.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes, this is just maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but kind of a thought I have is when people see a beautiful person, there's often a lot of like, oh, she's probably not very nice. And I say
Shallow.
that because, and I say that because I've heard a lot of the opposite, like, she's so beautiful and oh my gosh, she was so nice. Like, it's a surprising thing.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because recently I was teaching a student. Her name was Dana, D-A-N-A. And I didn't realize at the time she is a model. I didn't know that at the time. We became Facebook friends later on, and I realized. And honestly, it was strangely, and I'm being honest. To begin with, I was just sort of like, just not. This sounds terrible. Not really listening so much to what she said as I would with someone else. I was just thinking, oh my God. Oh, wow. Such lovely eyes. Really nice cheekbones. Or do you know what I mean? And
Calling your wife.
only a little bit later did I start to think kind of, I started to tune in and focus. But that initial phase, I think I was slightly different with it because I was just sort of like, I'm very happily married, but I was kind of like in awe of like, wow. And it was just sort of like, oh my God, like having something like a beautiful picture in the room, So, yeah, I think maybe very beautiful people have it. It's more difficult to be taken seriously as maybe a biologist or a chemist or a scientist. And people are just like, oh, but you're so pretty.
Yeah. Well, I don't think if you wanted to find someone who was super intellectual, I don't think your mind would go to like a model.
No. Yeah,
so unfortunately, there's a lot of stereotypes, right?
Yeah.
Dan, I know. We'll just have to continue living through these negative stereotypes and difficulty. But hey, we're this beautiful, what can we do?
This is why I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
No one would take me seriously with these ravishing good looks.
Yeah. Well, I think it's about time for me to beautify myself in front of the mirror.
It's been a beautiful conversation. I'm going to go off and put some clay on my hair.
As my best friend Holly calls it, her war paint.
Yeah. Yes.
She calls her makeup on her face war paint, because she does wear concealer, foundation, blush, bronzer. She does her eyebrows. A lot of stuff. So she calls it her war paint.
And in the US, do you call it slap? Is that, because you slap a load of... Yeah, we say, like someone puts it on with a spade kind of thing, and then it's called slap. And people say, I've got to put my slap on. It means, obviously, they're going to coat their face in makeup kind of thing.
So we often use the word cake. She has caked on makeup, or she cakes on her makeup.
Yeah. All of these words will be available in our study guide.
Awesome. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff today.
Yeah.
And we're going to go into idioms, right?
Yes, so many involved in
Right.
beauty. We're going to look at some idioms about when people look great and some idioms about when people don't look quite so great.
I cannot wait to listen to this language focus.
Great
Thank
chatting.
you.
Bye,
Good chat.
everyone.
Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
It is time for this week's language focus and the perfect opportunity to look at some idioms related to the topic of beauty. I am going to give you, explain to you, cover, go over 5 right here, right now, in this podcast, and in the study plan there will be 5 more, a total of 10. In the study plan, all of the idioms will be written down and with definitions as well. To get the study plan, you need to become a member. And you become a member by going to our website, englishacrossthepond.com/gold, GOLD. Once you become a member, you get a study plan, transcript, exercises, vocabulary, writing exercises, listening exercises, reading exercises, grammar focus related to this language focus. All of this in your inbox every Friday when the episode is released. Wow! On with the idioms. The first idiom is dressed to kill. She was dressed to kill. And if someone is dressed to kill, it could be a man also. They're wearing very fashionable or glamorous clothes which will attract attention. So think of Hollywood maybe and the red carpet and where the actors are dressed to kill. Are you ever dressed to kill? Also, keep that picture of Hollywood, and the next idiom is not a hair out of place. Not a hair out of place means the hair on your head, and it means that your hair is perfect, but it also means that all of your clothes too are perfect. So you could say, he was dressed to kill and didn't have a hair out of place. No, he looked absolutely perfect or immaculate. If someone is very beautiful, they will take your breath away. You will gasp. So this sort of literal image or metaphor of somebody taking your breath away. You could also say that somebody is as pretty as a picture. This is, a nice picture, not a kind of strange Picasso abstract picture. As pretty as a picture, and drop dead gorgeous, which means somebody is so beautiful that they will sort of kill you just by being near you. Your heart will stop beating because they're so beautiful and you will drop dead. So that's 5 idioms here. Number 1 and number 2 go together, to be dressed to kill and to not have a hair out of place. The 3rd, 4th and 5th idiom, to take your breath away, to be as pretty as a picture and drop dead gorgeous, are all used for people who look beautiful. In the study plan, there will be 5 more idioms when people are not so beautiful. But that's all from me. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye.